Welcome to episode 1 of Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus, and today we will be burritoing a cat, aka restraining it with a towel or blankie. Rule number 1, don't panic. Rule number 2, carry a towel. Next, unfold it until it is approximately the length of 5 Slim Jims, and pray to whatever god is listening. Most of the time when burritoing a cat, you are doing something heinous to it, like trying to administer life-saving medication. So while I could show you how to do this on a cat like Stan, obviously there is no point. So instead, we will be experimenting on Betty. This is 8 pounds of unadulterated orange. I've chosen Betty because she doesn't like to be held and is a wiggle worm, but I know this activity won't stress her out. She forgives quickly when presented with snacks. Option 1 is to catch them unawares. Fold your towel to its Slim Jim size and then swoop in from behind. There can be no hesitation here, as the cat will likely begin to engage in what we call rip your face off protocol. Be sure to close your arms quickly and hold them close to your chest, as though they were a precious jar of artesian pickles you were carrying home on an icy road. Wrap both corners around the base of their neck, right above the collarbone, as if you were to skangle them. But please, do not skangle the cat. If during this process the cat's head slips inward into the burrito, you're screwed. Start over. Option 2 is the barbershop. Imagine your towel not as an intergalactic aid in the administration of cat abduction, but as one of those coats they put on you at the salon. Approach the cat and tell them you're here to give them a fresh cut. Then swoop the towel around them Batman style and get to work asserting the weight of your big human body onto their little cat body. Betty was sick of me at this point, so I decided to show you this option on Haley. Imagine if Haley had a low taper fade, and then get her. Once again, make like the ape you are and use your big body to squish that cat. The tighter, the better. The point of the burrito is to provide compression on all sides of the cat. Cats, much like your average neurodivergent person, enjoy being squeezed. Once the cat is squeezed, you can then proceed to tuck, roll, wiggle, and maneuver the burrito around all of the extremities and limbs. It is important to contain all of the extremities, as they have knives attached to the ends of them. When you've done this properly, you should have something that resembles a newborn babe, sans strawberry cottage cheese. When you're ready to release, simply tilt the burrito, and if your cat is not too orange, they should be able to come right out. There you go. What's wrong with her? Welcome to Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus. Hold on to your butts, because today we're learning about cat body language. Despite what Jason Derulo would have you believe, this booty does in fact need explaining. First, let's talk tails. No, not the pregnant Sonic character, the expressive ending appendage. Oops, hold on, this one won't work. Your car's tail is like a gas tank gauge. All the way up is good, all the way down is bad, and if it's waggling to and fro, that is very confusing. A swishy tail is a sure sign only of stimulation. This usually means the cat is getting ready to make a blood sacrifice, but whether they're preparing to perpetrate a crime of passion or simply peeved will require you to make a perception check. On the other end, telltale signs of a happy kitty include the coveted question mark tail and the sinister shaky. Why sinister? Well, because they may be so overjoyed to see you, or they may be peeing to assert their dominance over your domain. But how can you know if your playtime is appreciated or if your cat is about to take you to Smackdown Town? Number 1, check the ears. They should either be perked up and ready to retrieve information from the mothership at any moment, or gently flattened to give your feline friend a more aerodynamic chomping range. Having ears that are flat against the face or very pulled back is the cat equivalent of taking out the gold hoops. Number 2, are they using their claws to hurt you on purpose? There's literally a whole movie about how hard it is to have knives for hands, but most cats are pretty good at controlling their claws if they had a chance to learn proper roughhousing as a kitten. If you say, "Ouch, god damn it, son," and this does not give them pause, your cat does not care for your lamentations. They are intentionally turning your thumbs to sashimi. Perhaps consider backing off and allowing them some time to cool down. And number 3, if there is biting involved, is it cute aggression, om-nomming, I'm so crazy, I'm gonna get you, or have they gone full on living in the shadows, garlic-free, scared of crucifixes on you? Because one of those is part of normal play, and the other is clinical signs of vampirism, which should always be checked by a vet. There is so much more to learn in this Duolingo lesson, but your attention span is shorter than Bear's 4th arm, so class is dismissed. Welcome to Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus. Today I'm going to learn you how to trim a cat's claws while only getting mildly maimed in the process. Step number 1, have a death wish. Step number 2, buy some nail scissors. I got these from the Mart of Walls. Do not attempt to use regular human nail clippers on your car. You will explode. These ones have a curved blade, and they're also blue, which is not the color of my energy. You're thinking of amber. Did you know that most vets will do this for you for about $10 to $15? What's that? You're cheap and you don't even like your own skin that much? Well, then let me just show you how it's done. It's easy. Step number C, familiarize yourself with the murder mitten. This is called an owie stick. They can be found on all 4 extremities of your car. This pink bit is called the quick, which is what makes your car go fast. You do not want to cut the quick. If you do, your car may never be able to zoom again. Because your car is usually in rear-wheel drive, it is often only the front owie sticks that require maintenance. So put those piggies away. Step 0 is to desensitize your cat to their paws being touched. This works best if done before the cat reaches its big size, but if the cat distribution system gave you a full-grown friend, this step is still useful. Mooshing the beans can be done at any age. Step 6 69. Get them acquainted with the scissors. Some cats will try to eat them, but do not allow this as it is bad. Step number, time to do it. Easy mode edition. If you have a stupid cat that loves and trusts you deeply for whatever reason, you can really just yoink them up. Then smoosh them into your armpit like so. Remember to make like a Sith Lord and always use more force than you think is necessary. You want to squeeze the cat, but not to squash the cat. Moosh the bean to extract the knife. Make sure to only get the tippy-whippy of the toesy-woesies unless you want to oopsie-daisy your way into an emergency vet trip. If your good boy at any point contemplates becoming a bad boy, have a stern psychic conversation with them. Once you're done, give a smooch and a snack and send them on their merry little way. Okay, but let's say your cat is not a mulch-maxing cutie patootie pookie bear and is instead one surprise phone call away from a panic attack at all times. Well then, you may have to enter stealth mode. Press Control to crouch, sneak up to your victim, and select the pickpocket action. This will allow you to open their inventory and unequip their +1 daggers. Just make sure not to get caught. This method works best if the knives in question are sleeping. You may not be able to snatch all of the scratchers before being told to scram. But remember, you can always come back later. They have to sleep sometime. Okay, sure, but what if you're dealing with a grade A nasty boy? Well, this is where we transform into our WWE alter ego, the Unpertaker. This is the level at which some would choose to burrito, but personally, I prefer to suffer. Could also get a friend to help you, but of course that means that you actually have to have one. Put the cat in a leg lock. No, I'm not kidding. Do it. You have to move quick, but remember, don't cut the quick, as you have about 30 seconds between cat acquisition and needing a hospital trip. If they begin to struggle and you can no longer subdue them, just let them go. Mission failed. We'll get them again next time. And lastly, for our special hard mode, this is Tavi. She's a formal feral kitten and has never had her nails trimmed before. She's also made of hatred. She's too tiny to properly take to SmackDown Town, so she wiggles free and then proceeds to try to give me a discount buccal fat removal. But we like things natchy here, so I have to get her calmed back down. But there is only one thing I know that can soothe the fires of female rage. Go-gurt. Just make sure you open it before you engage the cat, or you may end up with some savory salmon in your mouth. Now we are building a Minecraft house of trust. Oh, what's that? I put TNT in the floor. You ever seen those videos of women squishing a watermelon between their thighs? Do that, but don't do that. Once again, and I cannot stress this enough, you must be quick and decisive. Do not waste any time. Do not stress your cat out more than you need to. If your car reaches critical stress levels, it will explode. Look at her. She's being so patient, but she is about to absolutely McFreaking lose it. And if she should lose her marbles, then that means that I will lose my flesh marbles. You know, the brown ones inside of my skull. When you're finished, embrace your inner Rose from the Titanic and let go. Assess the damages and apply first aid as needed. There you go. You're welcome. Welcome to Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus. Today I'm going to teach you how to pick up a cat. Dingus, don't be a didgeridoo-doofus. Of course I know how to pick up a cat. Well, actually, you would be surprised. This is probably the #1 skill that I teach people when they come into the cat cafe. Step 1, always remember to lift with your legs. Wait, that's not right. Step 1, for real, befriend the cat. You can do this by offering them a sniff of your suckling sausages and awaiting their approval of your stench. Once your application is accepted, offer a head scritch or perhaps a humble bow as a show of obsequience. Now that the cat knows you are not a bird of prey seeking to carry it off to your nest, you may make like an F-150 and pick up. Use one of your grabby sticks to gently reach under the front shoulders. This will be your primary squeezing point. Use the other to caress the speed bag, the mud flap, the doubloon purse, the fuzzy wuzzy tumby wumby, and then lift. In one swift motion, nobody puts baby in the corner style. Be sure to squeeze the cat to your chest and provide support for their feetsies. You want your hold to be secure. Think CIA JFK or knowing each other's phone password. How about driving behind a logging truck and not being scared type beat? We're talking a difficulty class 30, gilded chest, no Asterion in your party type secure. Top tip is be prepared for claws. It is natural for cats to want to get you with their grippers. Usually once the cat stabilizes and is comfortable, they'll put the claws away. So try to stay calm, even in the face of 32 knives stabbing into you Julius Caesar style. If they begin to squirm, let them go. You don't need to impose your will on another living creature. Unless you actually have to, in which case, squeeze them harder. Eventually they'll give up. Or they'll claw your face off. Here's a speed run of what not to do. Wrong. Bad. Incorrect. Do not the cat. Too scary. Absolutely under no circumstances. Only if you have no attachment to your limbs. This one's broken. Now you know how to do it. Go out there and respect some boundaries. Welcome to Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus. Today's lesson is on proper petting protocol. Most people know how to pet dogs, but cats are quite literally a different animal entirely. First things first, always present your pickled pepper pickers to your patrician purr box before attempting to engage in a pet. If you do not do this, you may accidentally trigger a transition from cat to wood chipper, and then you can kiss your touchy twigs goodbye. Should you avoid dismemberment and your stink sacrifice accepted, you may begin to stroke from the head to the tail in one direction only. Not every cat will appreciate your tender touch all the way down their vertebrae, so if you want to opt for optimal safety, stick to the noggin to avoid a flogging when dealing with a strange cat. Where one may expect to find mutton chops on an old-timey gentleman, you will instead on a cat find the rub-a-dub-dub glands used for marking territory. Cats like to know that they own you, so rubbing your wedgie wagglers across a different set of cheeks this time will usually elicit a happy result. With your sense exchange, the cat may even allow you to pursue a gentle chin scritch. But be warned, once you enter this infernal contract, you may not be allowed to leave until the pet quota has been satisfied. This technique is suitable for cats of any strangeness, but of course some cats like a little disrespect, but only after you prove to them that you are safe and trustworthy. trustworthy with their boundaries. Because your precious Mr. Whiskers allows you to play the bongo drums on their belly fat does not mean that every cat will be so permissive to percussion. Allow me to conclude this lesson with a brief demonstration on what not to do, using Yappy, who doesn't mind, because her brain is irreparably broken from huffing cotton candy body sprays in candle shops, and she therefore is only capable of positive feelings. Do not grab the face like an overzealous 2-year-old. Scrubble the belly willy-nilly. Make them do a da-cha-cha. Put their whole head in your mouth. Welcome to Practical Skills for Cat People. I'm Chief Dingus, and today I'm going to teach you how to introduce your kitty cats. They don't call it a cat fight for no reason. These furious felines will fluff each other up real fast. I'm going to give you a few tricks that will take your feline foe to feline friends in no time. What makes me the expert? Well, probably the fact that I've done this over 250 times because I run a cat sanctuary, and it's always perfect harmony here. You fucking scratch me. You're not getting shit. Step 1. Have more than one cat. Here's the best case scenario. You get a cat that is of the younger opposite sex from the cat you already have. You have a special room set up for them and you introduce the cats through doors and via scent over the course of several days. Not everybody has a whole ass room in their house they can shut for a week, and cats are not very tolerant of closed doors, especially those of the orange variety. So if you can't do that, I am here to absolve you and tell you what you can do instead. Much like billionaires and boyfriends, cats do not like to share. Not even think about going splitskis on a plate of nachos with a tortie. It would rather die. So always make sure you have separate food bowls for your cats. And in the beginning at least, enforce whose bowl is whose. This is our feeding setup for 20 cats. Adding different levels of elevation can help make multiple cats feel secure in a small space. Please forgive the mess. We are out of their preferred brand of cat food, and so many of them are throwing literal tantrums. If you would like to remedy the injustice that is them having to eat generic cat food instead of name brand, you can go to our Amazon wish list and send them some food. You'll also need a high quality water source, which means either multiple water bowls or a clean cat fountain so they can't smell their stinky new roommate's backwash. To ensure an easy transition, the cat's basic needs must be met, and you have to make sure they know these needs are being met by showing them the food, water, and litter box immediately. Until you show them there is no competition, they will assume that they have to fight for their resources. These resources include hiding spots, because cats are notorious introverts who do not want to leave the house and only prefer a goblin cave, same. And your affection, because despite being introverts who do not want to leave their goblin cave, they are also desperate for love, also same. A few final words of advice: get your cats fixed immediately. Heat is misery and testosterone is a hell of a drug. A cat that has a reproductive drive cannot relax properly, period. You are mostly trying to get cats to exchange scent and not see each other as threat. The good rule of thumb is the 3-3-3 rule. 3 days to warm up to you, 3 weeks to get used to being at your house, and 3 months before all behavioral issues should be resolved. If violence breaks out, try to determine the cause and keep each cat safe. But don't punish the offender, as cats do not understand punishment, and this will likely only reinforce the cat's belief that they are in threatened territory. Oh my God, I'm sorry. You didn't mean it. You're not a bad boy. You're the best boy. You're the best boy there ever was.